it's like week 5. I planted. First I tilled it up. I come out here and I meticulously planted 5 rows. I made them maybe 4 foot apart so I could get my tiller between them. I used my long measuring tape to get a straight line. Then I planted the seed meticulously 6 inches apart. 3 seeds in each hole. Nothing come up. I mean, maybe at a 60 feet every 6 inches, that's 120 holes, 3 seeds per hole. That's 122, 40, 360. 360 times 3 is 369. Over 1,000 seeds. And I'll bet I could walk through there and I bet I can walk through there and maybe 10 seeds come up. But 2 weeks passed before I discovered that. So I went, the seeds were actually from last year. So I figured maybe they go bad. I don't know. I thought seeds last. I don't know. It said bush beans. I swear it did. I'll go back in there and look. But then they start coming up, man, within a week. I got my sprinklers set up. I got my well working. They come up within a week. But then 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'm looking at them. My neighbor over there, John, he's planted his beans. His beans don't look nothing like my beans. I planted some beans at my shop and raised flower beds. These beans don't look nothing like them beans. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I just bought a weird bean. But then, as they got bigger, it dawned on me. They got bush beans, which grows up and makes a bush. Then they got pole beans, which you got to put something on because they run. You got to put a trellis or something for them to climb up on. My grandpa had them. He had a actual fence ran down through where he planted his pole beans, and we'd walk down that fence picking them pole beans. I wish he was around. He could line me out. But anyhow, this is what I got. You see them? I went to the store and bought these poles and bought some string, and I have ran string down both rows. See, look how skinny. Look, I'll get one. Look how skinny. And they was just laying on the ground, laid over like this, running in the grass. I had to pull them out, pull the grass out of them, pull the grass. I have hand pulled all these rows, the grass out of them. I tilled down the middle and then hand pulled. And then I ran this string and I come back through here and I'll show you. Here's one bean that I planted, the original bean that come up. On this end row, it was supposed to be pole beans. I had 2 rows of bush beans. I was gonna have 1 row of pole beans. I mean, to me, that looked like a damn bush bean. I don't know, but anyhow, I have picked them all up and laid them in the string, and hopefully they'll just start climbing. Hopefully this string is strong enough to hold them up. I mean, if it does, I'm gonna have a pretty good mess here of beans, as long as my hot wire keeps working, because rabbits are everywhere, deer too. But that's where I stand on the beans. My original plan of this whole garden was going to be beans. 2 whole weeks sitting here waiting on something to come up, and nothing come up. So I backed up and punted. I went to the Tractor Supply store, and they had plants out there. So I bought, they was a good price, so I bought them. I'll show you. In these tubs, I got sweet potatoes. 1 tub, 2 tub, 3 tub, 4 tub. In the center tub, my wife, she wanted some peach trees. Valentine's Day, I bought her some peach trees. This one I thought it was dead. It's got a few little blooms coming up. The one down there ain't got nothing coming up. It's probably dead. Anyhow, I'm just gonna wait and see what happens to them. But now I went and bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. I got 14. Let me get down low. 14 jalapeno plants. Now a couple died, so I was up there and I bought a few to replace them. So I had 12, but now I got 14. But anyhow, I got 14 jalapeno plants. They're looking pretty good. That's the new one. And then I had cantaloupe. I bought 4 of them. One died, and I had to buy a new one right there to replace it. And look, here's my one. Out of all the beans I planted, there's one bean come up. There's a bean plant. I just let them come up, hell. And there's a bean plant. And then when you get down past the cantaloupe, I got 1, 2. I got 12 squash plants. That one there is Golden Prize regular squash. This one over here, early butternut. Early butternut. Golden Prize. Let me find one oddball. Oh, Primavera squash. I got 12 plants. I got 4 of each. 4 of these Primaveras, 4 early butternuts, and 4 of your standard squash. I'm gonna see what does the best. I think them early butternut is your spaghetti squash. I don't know. Like I say, I'm just throwing shit at the wall and see what sticks. Everything goes right, I'm gonna have a whole lot of squash, a whole lot of jalapenos to do something with, a pretty decent amount of cantaloupe, and a whole lot of beans. My wife is a bean eater. I don't think we'll have a problem getting rid of them beans. Between my wife and my daughter, them beans will be gone. But if I can keep the deer, the squirrel, and the raccoons. Last time I planted cantaloupe. Last time I planted cantaloupe, raccoons came, rolled them all across my yard and ate them. I think I got 2 cantaloupe out of about 12.